The Gallowgate Shots podcast is sponsored by Tyre Spot, the North East's leading tyre supplier with branches across the region. Tyre Spot don't just do tyres, they cover everything from servicing to wheel alignment. They can handle every aspect of your car's maintenance. For more information, visit tyrespot.co.uk. Enjoy the episode.
Welcome back to GallowgateShots for your match preview, boys. We are going to try and keep this one positive, aren't we? Nichol, you're already doubting me.
Why are you so upbeat?
Because this is the most upbeat we're going to be this entire thing.
Christ.
Oh, dear. I am your host, Joe, and I am joined by Dean, Dasmo, and Nichol for this one. Yep, we're going to try and keep this one positive, aren't we? Really, aren't we?
We'll try our best.
Wait till them predictions at the end.
Oh, I tried. We've got Man United at home next. They are third in the league, and since Carragher's come in, they have been flying high. 6 wins in their last 7, and only a draw at West Ham, stopping them from having a perfect record. Obviously, that lad is still waiting for his haircut, but he might not be waiting that much longer. The only thing with Man United, I will say, is that they have drawn a lot away from home this season. So, yeah, take that how you will. But anyway, in terms of injuries, let's just crack on with injuries. So, obviously, Ramsey was pure Whiteyan at the centre circle at half time. So, he's a bit of a doubt, but I think he'll probably be back as long as he's still not chundering everywhere. Tino, possibly a chance, I think. I don't know. Obviously, this is recorded before Eddie Howe's presser. But he is expected to be back in early March sometime, so we might see him on the bench, who knows. And Miley has got the longest dead leg of any dead legs ever. He's probably going to be out for 2 weeks to a whole season, who knows. Man United, though, they've had a few injuries, especially at the weekend. Shaw, Maguire and Martinez are all doubts for the game, and so that's a little bit of comfort to take. Right, Man United, I mean, God, they've been flying high, haven't they, lads, since Carrick took over, as I've just said. We couldn't even beat them when they were shit. And now we've got to host them at our place at a time when we probably could do without it. But before we even get into that, I just want to chat about, in general, has Europe sailed, is my question. Nichol, I'm going to start with you because you've been sailing around Europe. But do we have a chance? The reason I ask this is because we obviously need something to fight for. We've got the Champions League, we've got the FA Cup, but for the league, it's like we're 14th at the minute. 13th, sorry. 13th, dizzying heights. And yeah, like, is there still the opportunity to fight for Europe at the minute is what I'm asking for. Is the motivation going to be there for the players? Is it going to be there for Howe? Is it going to be there for the crowd? You know, who's going to be going?
Yeah.
How would you see it?
Yeah. I think there's no question about the motivation for the players and Freddie Howe. I think they'll be wanting to get it. Whether it's attainable and achievable, I don't think so. Via the league, I honestly think we might have to be a cup or win the Champions League team. I think that's our best chance. The FA Cup on Saturday. I think it's a bigger game Saturday for the context of the season. I think it is like to get.
I agree totally.
I think agreed. The league is. I'm just going to look at the tip. You've said we're 13th there.
I think so.
Yeah, 13th. We are. So, I mean, do you know what? It's not as bad as what we're sounding here. Everton are 8th with 40 points. We're only 4 points off that. It's not completely beyond the realms. It's not like we're Spurs
it's
and
not.
We're cut off. I know, given the league form, it's difficult to see it, but it's there. So the motivation has to be there for everyone, really, for the coaching staff, the players, and us as fans. It's got to be. Yeah, we've got to try. Otherwise, what's the point? we can't just turn up in Europe. You know, I mean, I love the trips, but that can't be it. That can't be the season. We've got to try our Premier League form as well. And I know Man United have had an upturn in form, but they're not Man United of old, and you can still get at them, man. Come on, man. Let's have some positivity.
He's like Kevin Keegan here. He's like, I love it. I would love it.
It's because Can you honestly imagine a season next year without me going away in the vlogs and that? Come on, man. We
can't
need
wait.
him.
It'd be shy crack, wouldn't it? We're kind of be going without it.
There's somebody waiting for him to get back to Baku, man.
So yes, we've got to be.
Well, your vlog's live now for everyone who hasn't seen it. So
yeah, we've got to be positive in the league and try. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Dean, you're our resident motivator normally with the passion. Like,
I think I've just.
It's a bit. And I know. Listen, I'm appreciating this. Like, I think between us, we're trying to keep some sort of air of positivity because, despite the fact that we are really inconsistent at the minute, the problem is our Premier League form in general is just absolutely honking. Like, we can say, oh, well, what about the last few weeks where we've, won against 10-man Villa, we've battered a relegated Spurs, we've beaten Karabag. Yeah, but when it's coming down to teams of even a slight bit of quality, we just seem to be absolutely shit in the bed, and it's incredible. I just is that what? Right, sorry, for those listening on the audio, we've had a message in from Chris who says that apparently Nichol, against his will or otherwise, he's going to be sent on random trips around Europe next year, even if we don't get into Europe.
That's good.
Right. So, members have got to pay for something, right?
Right.
Right, let's get back onto the game. So, like, Man United, obviously they've been good recently. There's been certain players that have stood out for them under Carrick, obviously Mbuemo, Cunha being two big ones. But there's one player I want to speak about, and it's a lad who we were in for in the summer, and that is the rise of Sesko. Yeah. The lad has been seeming he's a good striker by the look of it. He's just struggled for form and struggling for minutes, but since coming into the team, he's done really well. He scored some important goals, some lush goals, mind you. I mean, Daryl, how have you been impressed by him, mate? Like, he's obviously he's a big lad, centre forward. If only we had one of them.
Hey, I feel like when we saw him at the start of the season, and we're thinking, oh God, they've drawn a blank here. They've bought a dud basically because he just struggled to adapt when he first started in the league this season, and then I think that's probably partly down to the previous manager and his system. He probably wasn't benefiting from the system that they were playing, and now Carrick's reverted things and he's changed things up a bit, and he's come back in, and you just mentioned there a couple of the goals he scored. I mean, the one on the weekend was a fantastic bit of movement to get that header, and it was a very powerful header at the bottom of the goal. And the one for me that stands out is the one that he scored at the last gasp at West Ham, where it was just purely instinct from a tight angle to flick it with the outside of his foot, and it was past the keeper before he could even react. But I think he looks more like the player he did when he was playing last season, and I think he's a valuable asset for them. And unfortunately, like you say, he's the kind of asset that we could really do with right now.
He's using with confidence, isn't he? That's the thing. Like, our strikers, like they don't actually want to get in the box. I think they're terrified of the box. Our strikers, they just don't want to be in there.
Do you think that's what the crack is with Voltemada at the minute? Like, when Voltemada first rocked up, he was banging them in from the box, and he was seemingly a really good poacher and all the rest of it. I see this every 3 days, man, every preview. But for some reason, I know. But now we're playing him as an 8, which is ridiculous in my opinion. He's not. Why can't we just get balls into the box, target the 6'7" striker? The same way that Man United are doing with Sesko. And at the end of the day, like, okay, you might not hit. I mean, for some reason, we can't seem to hit past the first man with most of the balls that we put into the box. But like, if you do that, then surely you're going to put in this area of uncertainty where you're going to create chances. And if the ball drops down to somewhere, then someone can be on the end of it. It's not rocket science, man.
It is common sense, like, but you don't know what's going on with tactics wise. I mean, him playing as an 8 was criminal. On Saturday, it was absolutely criminal. I think for me, he has to stop playing up front. You can't spend over 100 million on 2 strikers and not play them. I get it right.
You can. You can play Gordon.
But you're going to have to start giving them a run of games. You're going to have to start trying something, because we can't keep doing this. Like, Wissa is on the bench. We can. It's like, ad hoc. Like, it's hard to be positive because you can't. You can't really, fuck's sake. You can't really.
Nichol. I'm going to meet you, Nichol.
But for me, like I just think you have to start trying these lads up front, because if you don't start, so how are they going to get good? How are they going to start scoring goals? You know, how man? It's just I don't know what the solution is for me. I just think we've got two strikers there, right? Yes, they're not performing at the minute, right? But we've got to start trying something with them. We've got to start playing them up front, because it's no good saying, "Oh, we're going to sell them in the summer." That's no good. We're the here and now, son. They need to start scoring goals. They need to start climbing the bloody table.
That's part of the problem that we had. Just rewinding a little bit back to Saturday, was I felt like the setup was wrong.
That was awful.
Playing Joe Linton out on the wing was completely the wrong idea to have, to be fair. I genuinely thought when I saw the lineup for the first time, I thought he was going to play Ramsey out there rather than in the middle.
Yeah.
Have Joe Linton and Sandro together in there, but you know it turned out that way. And again, Voldemort is dropping far too deep in playing in that deeper role. And again, I think it's a lot of he's got to be further up.
It's all confidence.
He's got to be further up.
I mean, I suggested this the other week, but if he's going to be playing deeper and deeper, we could stick him in net. Couldn't be any worse.
He'd probably do a better job, I tell you.
Yeah. I love you, Nick Pope, but just keep the ball in your hands.
I know.
Yeah, I think just on the two strikers, I think it's a bit of they've had a bit of a crossover in form and stuff, haven't they? Obviously, our striker started on a real high, scoring them goals, and then he's had a bit of a dip in form. I'm going to say ever since the derby, really. That's going to knock anyone's confidence. So that's probably the biggest thing you can do.
At least it shows what happens when you get him in the box, though.
But we finish up. We forget though as well. You know, he was playing nearly every week. He was playing every week because we had no one else on the bench to back him up, take him up, give him some minutes. You know what I mean? He was playing every week, so he's probably
and he was doing well at that stage.
Aye.
And I think probably Sesko has benefited from not having all the pressure on him, and now he's sort of seeing the fruits of that. And
well, the difference is you've got Cunha and you've got Burrow both scoring goals. They're both scoring as well.
They've got Bruno Fernandes as well, who is providing for him. So yeah,
the whole team.
I can't stand him, but he is a hell of a player. Like,
he is.
Well, I was watching their game against Palace at the weekend, and every single little mini foul, every single time he was touched, he was going down like he'd been shot, rolling about. And this brings me on to the next thing: we said about not putting Joe Linton on the left wing, but him against Fernandes, I feel like Fernandes is just going to win so many cheap fouls, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
see, my concern's Dan Burn. My concern's Dan Burn with him. I'm honest here. I think we're starting. It's unfortunate because like Dan Burns losing his head quite a lot recently. Like it happened again.
You know, he's getting caught out on the break way too much. He's been a player that's normally been really good at compensating for his lack of pace, but I don't know what it is. He seems to be getting caught so far further out on the pitch.
Yeah.
And he's trying to make these recovery runs. I mean, Karabakh scored like 2 goals from that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every time a Botman to come back in my opinion. I think we need to be more solid at the back. I think you can see at the minute we're leaking goals, and we'll have to start nipping this in the bud. Really, you'd hope that we'll have some more reinforcements in defence, but unfortunately we're playing with a skeleton crew at the minute in our defence because half the defence is out.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, that's half the problem. Yeah, I'm just looking at Man United's their starting 11 from the game against Palace, and I'm just trying to think if they're going to be able to make that many changes because they do have a few injuries.
Well, they've had a bit of resurgence with Kobbie Mainoo, haven't they, in the middle? I think. I think there was obviously he was out of favour with Amram, but I think he's a great player. I think he should be playing for England, in my opinion. But
he's class.
He's very good. So he's obviously come back into form. Casemiro's turned the corner ever since Jamie Carragher made that comment.
Slowly.
He's turned that corner.
Kind of turned former.
He's on his way out anyway, so he's just playing for the fact that he's leaving in the summer. He can just
but I mean, that looking at the front four is the one where we're really going to have an issue, I think.
It's not fun, is it?
It's the pace. It's the pace. It's pace for killers.
It's made up of half them players we're trying to sign. I think their entire attack we're trying to sign in the summer.
Yeah, the front three definitely we tried for, but I think defensively they can be got at. I think Maguire's done well since he's come back in, but you've said he's a doubt for the game, so whether he plays or not.
Yeah, I think he came off.
Was that after he apparently got kicked in the head and it was no near him?
No,
I've seen it.
I'll tell you. So
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. Today.
Apparently, it was just a case they weren't feeling too well. That was a comment from the game. I think it was from Carrick. So he said hopefully they'll be feeling better soon. So I don't know. According to Premier injuries, he's got a 25% chance of making it. But like,
must have been eating what Jacob Ramsey was eating.
Someone going around. Yeah, I mean, obviously they got some longer term injuries like Mason Mount's out, DeLitte's out, but you know they're kind of surviving without them. They're doing all right. Yeah. Like them in third place is just crazy at the minute, given how inconsistent they've been. But then that just shows what the table's been like for most of the season. You get a team like Man United who can string a few wins together, and all of a sudden they're in the Champions League places. They're going from mid-table to a title race.
Yeah,
that's what we were hoping for. Like 2 months ago, we were saying with 2.
I know. Well, we were sixth, man. Yeah. You forget we were like 6th in January or something, weren't we? There was a point where we were.
Them fell off.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna chuck this all the way back to the very first 10 seconds of this podcast with a bit of positivity. I said, Nichol, we are 13th. We're on 36 points, but realistically, 7th place Brentford, 43. It is still doable. It is catchable, but the problem is there is no evidence to show that we're going to be going on these kind of runs, and we've got some decent fixtures left in May, but not. It's still a lot to be making up.
It's a lot to be making up, and especially with the teams that we'll be playing. I mean, if I recall, we've got Forest away, so they're going to be fighting for their lives.
Yep.
I mean, Fulham on the last day. West Ham we have. Yeah, that's got the defeat written all over West Ham and home, by the way. The thing about our team this season is it wouldn't shock you if we go and beat Man United on Wednesday night, but then it's just the inconsistency. We'll lose another one, and then we'll lose the games where we probably should be winning, like Saturday gone, for example. Yeah. And I think it's going to be the story of the season. We can't be a Champions League team and concede 3 at home to Everton. I said that in reaction. We can't be doing that. And
no, we can't. What can we do about the keeper situation though? That it might be funny, but he worries me now. I have no faith. I do love Pope, but at the minute I don't have faith in him in goal. And now may as well tell you. But ironically, the lad beside from Forest, he's having a blinder of a season. I know it's La Liga and all this, but he's having a blinder. And you think to yourself, you've got 2 keepers here who you didn't trust either of them. You may as well put Ruddy in goal at this rate.
God,
imagine. But I think the only finish for me is I worry about the keeper because he saw on Saturday the mistakes he was making. It cost us the game.
Sorry, I've just got to interrupt this because before we came on to the show, and for those listening on the audio, I told all the lads the theme was shit shirts, so naturally we've all went with Puma, mostly the Wonga era, and Nichol find one. He can only find the nice, so he's not wearing one tonight.
Sorry.
And we've had a comment there from Steve. So yeah, well spotted, Steve.
Sorry, Steve. I'll do better next time. I've just come from work. Sorry.
You don't wear Puma shirts for work?
No, not really. Not generally. I kind of get away with that, I don't think.
So we've had a comment from Benny Boy. He says, I reckon Europe's done. Trajectory is a huge thing, and on current trajectory, there's nothing to suggest we'll climb the table significantly. In the Premier League, we're absolute dog shit.
You can't argue. You can't argue from there.
Yes. Well, you know what it is, right? The last few seasons, we've always had these runs where we've strung together 8 or 9 wins, and we've propelled ourselves at the table. Was it last season where I started against, was it Ipswich away? We battered them 4-0 or whatever. Then we won 9. It was from early December onwards.
It was like Baxendale onwards, wasn't it? I think.
No, it was.
Yeah. We've always had these sort of runs, but it's such a shame that that's never kind of materialized. I feel like we've spoken about turning a corner and having a result that's going to change the trajectory of the season about 4 or 5 different times. And it's just not quite materialized. So that is why we're kind of struggling with this confidence. I've got more confidence for Barcelona than I do for any of these Premier League games coming up, which says a lot. Yeah. And I'm not saying we're going to win.
Yeah, I think not going on the run is something I agree with the comment. I think when you're doing it without Bruno as well, it's really tough. I think he drives the team forward. I think if we'd had him on Saturday, I'm not sure we get beat 3-2. I think we maybe get a point out of that at least.
Do you know what it is, right, though? I love Bruno, right? And I agree with you totally. He does drive a team. But again, if you want to be a team competing in Europe,
you can't just rely on him.
You can't rely on one player. All your team must perform. And that's the thing. Our heads go down sometimes in games. And I think, you know what it is, right, lads? You just go for it, try and get a point back, try and get the game back, get the game under control. But we seem to make silly. It's easy mistakes constantly, all the time. Like we scored the equaliser against Everton on Saturday. It was 2-2, and then in 30 seconds they go and score from a stupid mistake again. And it's literally we're feeding people goals, and it's crackers because a couple of years ago this team was one of the best defences in the league. A Dan Burn left back. Believe it or not, the man who can't
Maybe
run.
that was his natural position all along.
Oh, don't.
No,
I'm not blaming Dan Burn for
no,
this.
I would say like I am more positive for these kind of games though, because the players seem to get up for it. I do, but I just think like I just hope if we do manage to get a result on Wednesday night, you just pray to the footballing gods that will manage to turn a corner and actually win more than one game and like actually go on a run.
I want to ask a question here. Why wasn't Barnes starting the match at the weekend? Because he didn't start against Karabakh either in the home fixture. Did he? He did, but he only played like 60-odd minutes, didn't he?
No, he played full 90. Played full 90 on the Wednesday before. Yes, that's what I think.
Okay, why. Sorry. So my separate question is, why did he play a full 90 against Karabakh to then not play against Everton?
Yes,
that's my question.
That's the question people have been asking on social media. Why did he do that? And I mean, I don't have the answer, but that's more.
But is he then going to start? Is he going to start against Man United in week? Then is that the case? Because he's clearly well rested.
You would hope so.
I think so.
You would
I
really
think
hope
so.
Yeah, I don't think you will. I think he'll start Gordon. If I'm completely honest with you, he'll start Gordon Wednesday night.
Where?
And have
up front?
Voltemada through the middle?
No. I think he'll play Gordon on the left, Lang on the right, and he'll have Big V up front. We can't keep playing. We can't play Voltemada as number 8 anymore. We can't. It doesn't work.
I think it'll be Jacob Murphy instead of Anthony Elanga. I think it'll be Jacob Murphy instead of Elanga, just with Elanga's
the legs
performance on Saturday, and then Murphy came on, got a goal. So I think there's an argument for Jacob Murphy.
Do you want this team to start doing? Just do the basics again. Just start doing the basics again. Just to don't piss about with the ball at the back. Actually grab the ball if you're a goalkeeper rather than pushing in front of your goal, and also as well. Put cross in the box, right? Put cross in the box for your massive striker, and then see what happens.
I mean, the one thing that we have going for us in this is I can't see Man United coming up and playing a low block. Can you?
No,
definitely won't.
That should hopefully play into our hands.
Yeah, it might be a bit more of an entertaining game, although the other day was technically entertaining. If you're a neutral 3-2, would have been a good game to watch. But
it's always a good game against Man United, though, isn't it? It's just
it is.
Come out on the wrong end of it half the time.
Yeah,
but you know, like okay, our record. To be fair, our record at home against them,
it's great.
Is pretty good. Like it is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's just scary the form that they're in.
Especially with Eddie Howe, he's done really well with them against St James's Park. We always seem to get a result against them. So hopefully that does continue on Wednesday night. I'm praying very far in my body.
I just can't get my head past that game against Old Trafford where they had most of their team out and we still somehow couldn't break them down. That scares me, man.
Yeah,
I still have we've got a couple of things going as well because obviously Carrick's got his roots up here, and I couldn't believe
Agent
it when I
Carrick.
seen it the other week. But it's not just that. He's also got. I didn't even realise that Jonathan Woodgate was on his staff.
Right.
That's mental. It's a pair of them coming up here, and I think Woodgate's connected. I mean, Woodgate was one of the best defenders we've ever had played for. To be fair, like in the Premier League, or at least, he was tremendous. It's just his injuries that meant he didn't get as many games as he should have. He was absolutely tremendous. And obviously, like I say, Carrick's the local boy coming up. He'll want to try and get something out of it, but I think, like you said, it's going to be a hell of an end-to-end game because I just can't see them coming and blocking.
Yeah. Can I just add another? You talk about something scary there. Our next Premier League home match is the Mackems. After this,
That is
Well
a
aware.
scary one. Like,
There you go.
Well aware.
we've got FA Cup on Saturday. Then we've got Barca on the Wednesday. Sorry. Then we've got Chelsea away, and then
yeah.
Barcelona away,
battering
and
them.
Mackems.
Battering them out.
Do you know what it's right though? If we do manage to test, this could be actually a very entertaining month for us and actually enjoyable as fans again. You never know. The lads could just go, right, this is the moment now we have to start putting wins together. And if it starts Wednesday night, happy days. But on the flip side,
I'll be a little bit livid if the lads decide now that they're going to play for the crowd. Like,
well,
you know what? Or I might just show up. It's March, but you know what? Like the sun's out. We haven't seen the sun in about 2 months. I'm getting a little bit of vitamin D. I'm feeling good. Let's put in a performance.
do you know what it is though, mate? I don't. They're not showing up though. Like they're getting booed off the pitch. That last 2 home games are getting booed off.
That's rank. Like that is rank. I mean,
we didn't want that.
I don't like the booing, but that's my opinion.
But I have to, like I say, I'm a big believer in getting behind the lads and backing them. I don't agree with the whole booing them off the pitch because it's pointless. The game's done.
Yeah.
Like with everyone, they all know we're going to be pissed off. They don't need us to go like booing them, to like justify it.
We don't want to sound like Everton here. Come on, let's just.
You know what I mean? So
no, we're not chasing them down the street in our cars. It's our
we'll have to. Well, I think when tonight comes, though, we'll have to be behind them the whole way, back them the whole way, be as loud as we possibly can, and really get behind them.
It's all you can do.
Yeah, I've seen a cry for war flags to do a big Volta thing. Have you seen that? Like, I don't think it'll be in place for Wednesday, but
it would be good.
It would be nice if they do something for him, like hopefully against the Magnums or something. I don't know, something.
If this one, we've got to back this lad though.
I've never seen a tifo rise from the bench before. Like that's what it'll be.
Oh,
right.
We love Big V.
I
love him, man. I think he's great.
Yeah, I know. I did realise that when I said that.
Yeah, because they'd be all over that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would.
The edits that will come out on Twitter with red and white stripes instead of black and white.
I agree with that statement. Like,
I know. So Benny Boy says, if we lose on Wednesday, just imagine the pressure in St James's Park versus the Mackhams. Nightmare fuel. Yeah, I think this was discussed on the reaction to the Everton game. It is huge. Like it is.
But what especially if you've beaten Barcelona in that time and you've beaten Man City?
What do you mean if? What do you mean if?
Imagine when we
beat
Barcelona and Man City in that time.
Thank you.
When?
Sorry.
No, I know. I mean, look, I think. Not to jump ahead too much to the Mackham fixture, but yeah, that I think regardless, that is going to be an absolute cauldron, regardless of the form that we'll have going into it. But I do agree that the Premier League form it kind of is the riding factor because we can do as well as we want in the cups and the Champions League, but at the end of the day, the Premier League's form in itself seems to be almost completely separate in its own entity. We can't really take too much from the cup competitions. So, yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I think we're going to have to move on now to Ref Watch, Daryl. So, why don't you take it away, mate?
Okay, referee for the game is going to be Peter Banks. It's going to be his 5th Newcastle game of the season, his 21st Premier League game overall. That comes after the 0-0 draw away to Leeds, the 2-0 win at home to Forest, the 2-1 win at home to Fulham, and the 1-0 loss down the road at the Mackhams. He was previously VAR for the games against Villa on match day 1, which was the 0-0, and the 2-2 draw at St James's against Chelsea on match day 17. He'll be assisted on VAR by Paul Tierney. It's his 5th Newcastle VAR appointment of the season, 22nd VAR appointment overall, and that comes after the Brighton away loss on match day 8, the Brentford away loss on match day 11, but then he's also done the Spurs draw at home, the 2-2, and also the Wolves draw away, which was the 0-0 back on match day 22.
God, he doesn't have a good record, does he?
No.
Not one of them was a positive result.
But not tomorrow.
I was thinking he's had a great time of it, hasn't he?
Oh, God.
Yeah, as long as it's not Chris Kavanagh from Villa in the FA Cup.
No, it's not. We're worried.
No.
Right,
No,
I'm going to kick us off with the score predictions. I'll kick us off with the score predictions. I just can't see it. Like I said, no, I can't because we couldn't beat them when they were shit at their place, and the way that we're going, man, it's just like I want to be proven wrong so badly, and normally I'm saying we're going to batter everyone, but I just can't. Like I think we're going to probably lose 3-1 or something.
Wow.
And
that's surprising.
The class, the playing class. What am I supposed to say? Like, I could sit here be deluded and say, we're going to win. No. I'm not getting flipped.
I don't do what I did, Christ.
Tell you what, let me be the negative one in all this, and go on, spread the positivity. Daryl, please, go on.
Well, I'm toying between two, and I was originally thinking this afternoon that it was going to be a very narrow 2-1 win. However, I think it's probably going to be a 1-1 draw. I think we'll somehow manage to keep the defensive side will improve, but we're still toothless up front, so it'll be a 1-1.
Dean?
I reckon I'll try to be positive here. I think it's going to be 3-2 to Newcastle. I think there's going to be goals in this game, and how many we concede, but I think we might have the cutting edge near the end, and we might win it 3-2. So I'm going to say 3-2, lads. Up the mags. Come on.
I love it.
Yeah,
Nichol.
I'm gonna
what you preach.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna go with
4-0.
I'm gonna go with a tight 2-1 win.
Nice.
I think Bruno score for them. I think we'll get one through Sandro, and then I'm really hoping Big V to get the winner, please. Big V winner.
He needs it.
Yeah, that'll shut talk.
I love it.
I miss seeing this, man. I miss seeing that. He does. I miss seeing this. His celebration. His
You know what? I just want to thank you, lads, for picking up the positivity where it's lacking from me today.
No worries.
But you know what it is, right? We're the most inconsistent team, like in
We
the
are.
Prem. It seems we could quite easily go out and batter them somehow after
Really could.
losing to Everton and all the rest of it. We've had a couple, you know what? Hang on. Steve in the chat has said the darkest hours just before the dawn. 3-0 the lads. Conversely,
So
Benny
good.
Boy said 3-1 to Man United. Let's go to the bag, then slag off our fans just to make it even worse. So the duality of the fan base right now, you know. You know what the mental thing is? Either could be right. I couldn't bet on either one. That's the mental thing. Like, we have the ability to get up for these kind of games, but it's just whether we'll do it or not. But for me, I said that if we didn't get a result against Everton, then that's kind of Europe over. But I still think that it's like hanging on by a thread. Like, we can do it. There's hope. There's hope. Just because, again, the table is still so tight. So there is the opportunity, but it's slowly slipping away. We've got like 10 fixtures left. Yeah. We need to start bagging these wins, man. In our home form has to start changing around, because weirdly we couldn't buy a win away from home early in the season, and now that's how we seem to be doing. So strange one. But any closing remarks before we leave this one?
So, up the mags.
FC. I love it.
I missed Jamal Lascelles.
FC.
Shut up, man.
We're ending it there. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in live and commented, giving your predictions. We obviously love reading them out. To anyone that is watching back on this, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and give it a 5-star on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to this as well. Hopefully we're going to see you in a positive match reaction after Man United. We'll see what happens. FC.